Place looks so good this afternoon. Wow, beautiful. On Tuesday, I got an email from President Mark, and he said he got called out of town, couldn't be here today, and would I fill in for him? And I was like you all, I just wanted to come and enjoy myself on our 95th anniversary. But it is a big day for us. Clarence Pugh is going to introduce our sweethearts. Clarence?
Thank you. I'll just go there. Thank you, President-elect Bob, and certainly it is my pleasure once again to introduce some of the sweethearts. The club has a number of sweethearts, but not all of them could be here today, so we want to introduce those who could and say thank you to them for getting out in this freezing weather. And I think, again, it simply shows their spirit of Rotary and how much they appreciated Rotary and their husbands, in this case. All the spouses would have been husbands, and we're grateful that they would come out today. I'm not going to ask them to stand again, but let me just go around the table here and introduce these folk. And I'm not going to also try to reflect on all the contributions that the Rotarians made to the club, but as I introduce them, perhaps you'll want to reflect on some of the contributions that they did make to the club, not only to the club, the way they represented or used their classification to serve in the community. And I think we can be very proud of the contributions that Rotarians make, not only within the club, but certainly in the community and beyond. But so first of all, let me introduce Helen Reed. Her husband was Bob. They moved here from Columbus, Ohio in 1989, and Bob passed away in 1994. He came here as manager of the credit bureau. Bob Reed and Helen Reed. We have Loretta Stevenson, whose husband Jim was past president of the club, and obviously we remember Jim as pastor at Holy Trinity, and certainly made great contributions within the community beyond his work in the church. And Loretta, it's good to have you with us. Betty Troutman is a spouse of Ernest Troutman, who was Mr. Northwestern Bank here for many, many years, and before the bank mergers and so forth. And certainly we were most appreciative of the contributions that Ernest made, not only in the banking community, but also to his community, his church, and certainly very active at Lenore Ryan College at that time. And last but not least, this lady over here, his husband was Conrad Crouch. Conrad Crouch joined Rotary, this club, in 1932, as I recall. And so this young lady knows something about attending anniversary parties. She certainly has attended to, I suspect she attended all of them during Conrad's years here, and has attended most of our events since then. The special thing about this young lady today is that yesterday was her 98th birthday. And, at least a happy birthday as sung by the Rotarians of the Thursday Rotary Club. So let's see if we can get a real special happy birthday for Dot Crouch. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dot. Happy birthday to you. We'll be celebrating our 100th birthday here in just a few more years, and we'll look for you back right here. And while I'm on my feet, I'll also introduce Dot's daughter, Virginia Slack, who is down to help celebrate that birthday. And Virginia lives in Charleston, West Virginia. she knows something about West Virginia Mountaineer basketball. You don't believe it, just test her. But Virginia, it's nice to have you with us also.
Clarence, thank you. I don't think there's anyone in our club that can do that better than you. And welcome all of you, our sweethearts here. We have two visiting Rotarians today, Floyd Lucas and Don Coleman. And welcome. I know we have a lot of guests, so let's start on this side of the room and let's get our Rotarians to introduce their guests. Over here? Yes.
I have my wife, my guest, my wife, Erica.
And I do have my wife with me also, Joyce.
Next table.
Introduce my wife, 37 years, Becky.
And my wife is Kathy. My wife Sarah, thank you.
Back table, any guests? No. All right. How about right here? Michael, may I guess at your table?
You already did it, I think.
You already did it. Next table? How about any guests in this row, middle row? None. How about over here? David?
I have my son Adam with me today. He probably heard him last night on the broadcasting some of the Checkers game. If you missed that, he'll be doing University of Texas El Paso basketball tonight. So,
All right.
Welcome, Adam.
I'm delighted to have my wife, Celeste.
And David? How about this table? Suzanne, your table. No guests?
That was my guest, my wife,
Welcome. Back table? Well, Sandy, I'm going to call on you anyway to give a Rotarian Idol report.
Can all of you hear me here? This is the final week for our ads. They're due Friday, and if you haven't gotten them in, please do so as soon as possible. You can send it to rotarianidol@gmail.com, the ad work, and anyone that you sell, we will invoice them. You don't have to handle money or anything, okay? Also, how many of you, or is there anyone in here who makes up at Sunrise Rotary? Could you do it again?
I've done it twice. I can do it again.
We're trying to get people to go visit the other clubs and sell Rotarian Idol tickets, or at least offer to sell them. And if you do that, it's gonna be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. We're still taking sign-ups. There's a sign-up sheet up here on the head table for Stop Hunger Now. That event is Saturday, March 5th at St. Albans Church. There's 2 shifts, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and noon to 2 p.m. and it's food bagging. We've been doing this for 4 years. And the cost remains 30 cents a meal, 6 meals to a bag. $20 contributions feed 67 persons. So sign up and contribute. Charitable giving, we're accepting requests, charitable giving applications, Leslie or myself. Get those in if anyone has any charitable giving requests. Alan Huffman's going to give a little club history now. Alan?
Everyone by now surely knows this is the 95th year of the Hickory Rotary Club, and the club was organized on February the 11th, 1921 in the Hotel Hickory. I hope there are a few people that know the Hotel Hickory. known as the Hotel Earl later on, and then the Long Gone Hotel. It was located across from City Hall on First Avenue Southeast and Center Street, and was built in the 1890s. The meeting was sponsored by the Rotary Club of Asheville, which sponsored the formation of this club. Watt Shuford, who became the first president, had attended a Rotary Club meeting in Asheville and thought it would be a good thing to have a Rotary Club in Hickory. So the Hickory Rotary Club became the first service organization in Hickory. Of course, that's not counting church groups and things like that. Had 18 members, and if you look in your Rotary Spoke today, the members are listed, and you can see that it's almost entirely names of people that have been in this community for 200 years. Hickory was a pretty isolated place, I guess, in 1921. 10 members came from Asheville to help start the club, and it said that the guest was the International Sergeant of Arms for Rotary, which I assume in that time frame meant the United States and Canada. I don't think it has spread overseas yet, but he was listed as the International Sergeant of Arms. The club had some various charity events and things that are listed in your Rotary Spoke there in the 20s and 30s. In 1926, they moved uptown to Hotel Hickory, which had just opened. Some of you may not know, but Hotel Hickory was located where the current Wells Fargo Bank is, downtown there. And it was the site of Hickory Rotary Club for 44 years. It was imploded in 1972 in June. So both of the hotel's original sites are long gone, and there seems to be a history of this. The year before, in 1970-71, knowing that the hotel was going to be destroyed, there were some meetings at Lenore Rhine and also at the new Holiday Inn, which essentially has been demolished also. There's a few rooms over there beside Catawba Mall. But Lenore Rhine does survive. At least that's a good thing. Then in 1971 was the 50th anniversary, and there was a party, a dinner at the Hickory Junior High School, which then became College Park and now is the Hickory Alternate School. So we then moved to Mom and Pop's restaurant, or Ham House as it was known, for a number of years over on 70, and moved here to this location in 1993. This club, as I said, was sponsored by the Asheville Club, and this club has sponsored a number of clubs in the area, including Newton Conover, but the most recent and the most famous, I guess, would be Rotary East, known as Lake Hickory Country Club, which of course started in 1973. Projects that some of you are probably aware of is the Boy Scout cabin in 1937, which is located in what's now called the Geithner Park, which started in 1971 as a Rotary project. And then there are still members here who remember the 1982, this Rotary's work on the Hilton Park. The club has had 3 district governors. Brent Schaefer, who was president of Lenore Rhine and was district governor in 33-34. Walter Nowell, who I hope many of you remember, was district governor in 50-51. And Archie Shuford in 63-64. And I hope Al Spivey remembers who that is, being his father-in-law there. Another big event in 1993, following the change internationally and nationally, and with some encouragement from other clubs and members within this club. In 1993, we had the first women members. Bonnie Mitchell, who was a member for many years, and Gail Smith, who was a member for a short time and then moved out of town. The Spoke has a lot of history things in it there, so please take that home with you and read that and memorize it, and we'll have a test next week.
Alan, thank you very much. That was terrific. Sunshine, David Milholm.
There's only one birthday. February the 12th will be Ernie Maché's birthday. An old man went to the doctor complaining that his wife could barely hear. The doctor suggested a test to find out the extent of the problem. Stand far behind her and ask her a question, and then slowly move up and see how far away you are when the first response. The old man, excited to finally be working on solution for the problem, runs home and sees his wife preparing supper. "Honey," the man asked, standing around 20 feet away, "what's for supper?" After receiving no response, he tried again at 15 feet, and again no response. Then again at 10 feet, and again no response. Finally, he was at 5 feet away. "Honey, what's for supper?" She replied for the fourth time, "It's lasagna."
Okay, I think now we're going to have some activity. Can we get Jennifer and Tara to come on up? I think Jennifer and Tara are going to have some fun with the club right now. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for attending today, and for those of you that brought your sweethearts, and for our sweethearts that attended. We hope that you all, the orchids that are in front of your place settings or for you to take home with you, we hope that you will enjoy them. And so thank you for coming. We want the cupcakes and cookies that are on each of your tables. They were graciously provided by Cornerstone Bakery. So if you have the opportunity, if you're in there like we are, and say thank you, or if you've not been in there, you should try it. Unless you're on a diet, then it's just torture, so don't go. But we hope you enjoy it. And so now we want to just do a little fun thing, some questions. Is Bob Milholland here? He's not. Today's his birthday, so we're going to call on him and embarrass him, but I guess somebody gave him word that we were going to do that. Dot, no, yours was yesterday. So is there anybody else that has a birthday around today's date? So, all right, well, so we just want to say happy birthday to you. We've already sung, so we stole our thunder again, but you choose. All right, here we go. Just to add to the rest of the unhealthy things that we're going to say. I was going to say 98, you do whatever you want. All right, does anybody, Ernie, who was Ernie? All right, Ernie, how old will you be turning tomorrow?
It's tough.
All right, and we'll pretend that we already sang the Ernie too. So. Does anybody have an anniversary on the 11th? Right? Does anybody have a child that was born on February the 11th? All right. Did anybody join Rotary on the 11th? Or right around Valentine's? We're going to go with the general idea now.
Get away from it.
This morning? All right, you can Congratulations!
I got several.
That seems close enough.
turn it over to them. Quit being so rigorous. Man,
All right.
wish it was.
You got the staff? Wait, Nate.
So much time into this.
Okay, all right.
You're not happy.
Yes. And stay good for a year.
I'm happy.
Anybody have 11 children?
Consolidated graphic.
I would say between children and grandchildren,
How long before you get to retire?
or great-grandchildren. Nope,
You gotta kiss the clock some more, so.
it's not a good number for us. All right, any other?
Yeah. My daughter's graduating from college, my last youngest is graduating from college.
Does anybody have an anniversary coming up this week?
Came into
Did
the
they
wood.
get married or on Valentine's?
Who needs a gift for their
All right, yeah, who's gonna be at the doghouse?
That seemed like yesterday.
All right, well, I guess that's it. We thank you for coming. Yeah, thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Maybe for 100, right?
All right, well, that's our program today. You know, in 5 years, we'll be celebrating 100 years, and that's not very far off. And I guarantee you, the president who's going to be here during a 100-year anniversary is going to have a lot to do. And we don't know who the president is, but they're sitting out in this audience right now. None of you will be president in 5 years, no question. Steve Walker, we're going to do the raffle.
You found your weakness, right?
Today we took in $76 for a total of $391. There are 47 cards and 2 jokers.
Okay, here's the raffle number 203-2738. 738. Look at your cards now. Someone must have it. Your tickets. 203-2738. Thank you. 2738, that's it, that's right. Go ahead, pick. Now, free lunch.
And some candy.
Well, before we close with the four-way test, I want to thank all of our guests today, our sweethearts and our visiting Rotarians and all of our guests that came in. But let's stand now and let's close with our four-way test. Is it the truth?
Spare all concern. Will it better friendships? Will it benefit all concerned?
I'm glad you got to see me, and I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad to go to town.
How you doing? I've seen you twice now. What's your name? See the glasses?
He's coming along nicely. Hey, Charlie. What's the matter? How are you, man? Good. How are you doing? What's good word? I've been running around like a chicken head. Just trying to keep everybody happy. That's good. Yeah, I didn't see. I saw you walk. I didn't see when I walked in. I was running like you getting awful indoctrinated now? Tickets? I gotta get those in. Good to see you, Charlie. I'll see you later.